Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Today we will be doing another tier list video where today we will be looking at musical biopics. I'm very excited for this one because I have once again some pretty cool opinions on certain movies, but today we will pretty much only be covering 5, and let's just get into them. Hopefully I don't get absolutely just copyright bombed like I did for the last tier list video. But since this is a shorter video, you know, I can talk about the movies a bit longer and in more depth. Anyway, so here are the 5 movies. We've got The Dirt, which I just watched, which is the Motley Crue movie. Elvis, which is the Elvis movie. Rocketman, which is Elton John. Bohemian Rhapsody, which is Queen. And Walk the Line, which is Johnny Cash. For those of you who didn't know. So starting off with The Dirt, that I actually just finished, it was pretty good. The thing that I liked most about it was the fact that it showed the rocker lifestyle in so much detail, so much gruesome detail. This film does a really good job in showing us what the Motley Crue went through. Each member of the band went through something that was really tragic. This movie just did not hold back. It showed everything in gruesome detail, in awesome detail, and in disgusting detail as well. These guys lived a life. Something that I didn't like about the movie was the writing, because it was a comedy movie that tried to tone itself in really seriousness and reality, and the writing didn't transition these things well enough for me. Like, they broke the fourth wall, for example, and the writing would be like, oh, we need a blonde, luckily we have, and then the first person that they'd have would be Vince Neil, and then in the next scene it'd be like, yeah, my daughter died of, cancer, dude. But anyway, yeah, it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. I was really surprised by it. I thought it would just be a lot of sex and drugs. It was that, but it took its time with the band and how these things affected them and the way that they worked. So I'm going to put The Dirt at B. It's on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. I didn't like the credits. It felt forced for nostalgia, but that's just the credits. Who cares? Next up, we have Elvis. This movie kind of sucked, dude. I didn't like it. It was unnecessarily long and just didn't tell a story at all. It was just like Elvis singing. Sure, Austin Butler was good, but every single person was so hyped for a performance that he said has affected his real lifestyle. It wasn't that great. I can guarantee that these 3 movies have better actors in them as the lead role. Not even Tom Hanks was good in this movie. I'm going to put this at D because, like I said, it didn't tell the story of Elvis. It showed Elvis singing. Baz Luhrmann is a pretty cool director. I think he has an interesting style. This movie did not scream Baz Luhrmann. It screamed over-editing and trash. So yeah, I'm putting that at D tier. Next up, we have Rocketman. I really enjoyed Rocketman. Taron Egerton did an amazing job. He's just the next generation of Elton John, truly. Truly he is. What I like about this movie, it's a musical, which was an interesting take, but it actually works really well. It works really well with the glamour and glitter lifestyle of Elton John, and it's used effectively. The director knows what he's doing. He knows how to merge the storytelling and realism of Elton John's life with the musicality of the movie. This movie also focuses a lot on Bernie, which was Elton John's writer for most of the songs. Everything was really good. I would have loved to see Rocketman and Bohemian Rhapsody be in a connected universe where John Reed's played by the same person and they sort of meet up the actors. It would have been cool, but alas, what can you do? I don't think there's something negative to say about the movie. Critique it. As far as storytelling goes, the only sort of in-depth storytelling that this gives us is that Elton John had a bad growing up, a bad childhood. And besides that, most of the movie is just Elton John doing drugs and going through a downfall of, his musical career. Actually, no, I take all of that back, because we get to see his relationship with, what's his name? Reed? John Reed's. Yeah, we get to see his relationship with John Reed and how he takes control of his life and he sucks everything literally. He sucks at everything that Elton ever had. He clings on to Elton John just for his money and stuff, and it's really sad at the end of the movie because, you know, turns out he's not actually a friend or a lover. He's just someone that wants money. I'd say for the most part that the editing's really good. So I'm gonna put Rocket Man up at A. It's pretty good. It could have been more like The Dirt, where it showed a lot of gruesomeness and how much darker it was. I will say that before I watched The Dirt, it was the darkest tone out of all these musical biographies, because it does a pretty good job. Anyway, next up, Bohemian Rhapsody. This movie is garbage. It is actually bad. When this movie came out, I was a Queen fanatic. I'm pretty sure they were like my favorite band. Favorite singer was Freddie Mercury, and he was being played by Rami Malek, my favorite actor ever of all time. He forever will be. Rami Malek was playing Freddie Mercury, and he does it perfectly, beyond perfectly. This is his best acting performance. This is the best acting performance in all of these biographies, and it probably will be the best acting performances of musical biographies ever. The only other positive thing that I could say for this movie is the audio editing. A lot of effort went into the audio technicality of this movie, like the things like mixing Rami Malek's and Mark Martell's voice with Freddie Mercury's and putting them towards the scene. Oh, actually no, just The Dirt, which I'm kind of disappointed in. The Dirt didn't re-record the music, but you see with these other ones they did. You see with Elvis, they re-recorded with Austin Butler's voice, and it just sounded like Austin Butler. Rocket Man, they re-recorded Elton John's voice with Taron Egerton, and it just sounded like Taron Egerton, but oh my god, does he have a voice. And even with Walk the Line, who I actually think Joaquin Phoenix has a beautiful voice, and he sings some songs better than Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash sings songs better than that. But with the Bohemian Rhapsody movie, when they do these retakes of audio shootings, it seems like Freddie singing just differently. The audio editing's really well. The editing of the movie, oh my god, is it bad? It's overabundant. It doesn't hold shots long enough because there are some pretty shots in this movie that I can remember. This movie also does not work well with CGI at all. It is not very good. This movie's storytelling is absolutely horrible. The history buffs in this are wild, absolutely insane to me. They nerfed Freddie Mercury's life so much and Queen's potential so much as well, to the highlight being their Live Aid performance. While that was an absolutely historical moment, they sold out millions. They performed to millions of people. There was a lot more that they could have told. Freddie Mercury's life of only sex, only drugs, only alcohol, getting AIDS because of the sex that he went through and all that kind of stuff, destroying his life, destroying the family members around him. None of that's established in this because it's like a PG rated movie. It's rated M. But it's so weak and pathetic and sucky. And the only reason why I'm putting it at C is purely because of Rami Malek's performance. Rami Malek's performance absolutely sells this movie. And now we're on to Walk the Line. I know most of you watching probably haven't seen this, but oh my god, it is incredible. Walk the Line is a movie that I would consider has perfect writing. I don't know how they do it, but they establish everyone's relationship with Johnny Cash, and they do it in such a great way. In about 3 minutes, you'll get enough storytelling and character development that most Hollywood movies would have today for their entire runtime. The story that this movie tells is incredible, and the reason why it's so good is because the movie tells it right. Its editing isn't overabundant, its writing is incredible. Not only is it easy to follow, but it also makes you feel like you're in the movie with them, you know, sort of thing. Makes you feel like you're in that century, makes you feel like you know Johnny Cash as a personal person. And the thing I love most about this movie is the relationship that it builds with Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon, who, by the way, are both just at their best in this movie. It seems ahead of its time, especially for a musical biopic, because this, which was made in 2005, is better than this. And this, and this, and it's better than all of these. But I'm saying that these two are really bad. So I'm going to put this up at S. You need to go watch it. It's incredible. It's an incredible depiction of someone's life. Even back in the 50s, they were partying like crazy. So we end up having Elvis at D, Bohemian, Rhapsody at C, The Dirt at B, Rocket Man at A, and Walk the Line at S. That's my official review. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and until then, goodbye. Wow.